Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel Ivory Dentistry. So, from today we started pathology series and the first topic is cellular adaptations. So, we divided this topic into two parts and today let's talk about part 1. Cellular adaptations. When we think of this term generally, the adaptations made by the cell are called cellular adaptations and the response given by the cell are called cellular responses. So before going to explain this, let me tell a small concept. When we touch our left hand with your right hand with some force, the cells over there adapt to those changes, and when the stress is removed, the cells revert back to normal. So, the cell responds only when some stress, that is, some force is applied onto it, or otherwise it reverts back to normal. So, the cellular response to stress or stimulus depends mainly on two types of factors. One is host factors and the other is factor pertained to injurious agents. So, the host factors are the type of the cell involved or the tissue involved, and the factors pertain to injurious agents or the type of cell injury taken place. Seeing this map view, there is a normal cell. When the stress is applied, there is alteration in the function of the cell and it undergoes some of the adaptations like atrophy, hypertrophy, hyperplasia, metaplasia and dysplasia. And when the stress is removed, the cell restored back to normal. And when there is stress from mild to moderate, reversible cell injury occurs and it undergoes degenerations, subcellular alterations, intracellular accumulations, etc. And when the stress is removed, the cell repair and heal itself because this is reversible cell injury. And when the stress is severe and it persists for a long time, then the cell injury may lead to cell death. This is of irreversible cell injury. So, the cellular adaptations or the adjustments made by the cell in response to stresses for the physiologic need or for a pathologic injury. If there is decrease in the size of the cell, it is atrophy. Increase in the size, then it is hypertrophy. If there is increase in number, it is hyperplasia. If there is change in the pathway of phenotypic differentiation, it is of metaplasia and dysplasia. Meta means transformation. Plasia means growth of new cells. So, the transformation of growth of new cells is metaplasia. Dysplasia means bad development, plasia means growth of new cells. So, in the growth of new cells there is very bad development and the cell develops irregularly, that is disordered cellular growth is seen. Seeing these pictures, the first is of atrophy, very small size. Next, hypertrophy, a very large size. Next, hyperplasia, that is there is increase in the number of cells. And metaplasia, in which the cell transforms from one type of adult cell to the other type. And dysplasia, very bad development is seen in the cell. Various mechanisms are involved in adaptive cellular responses like altered cell surface receptor binding, altered signaling of protein synthesis, synthesis of new proteins by target cells, those are called as heat shock proteins. What are the common forms of cellular adaptive responses? Those are atrophy, hypertrophy, hyperplasia, metaplasia and dysplasia. So today in this topic we study all these 5 common forms of cellular adaptive responses in detail. First is of atrophy. There is reduction in the size and number of parenchymal cells of an organ or its parts that was normal before. And the causes may be of physiologic or pathologic. The physiologic atrophy is the process of aging in tissues due to the loss of endocrine stimulation or arteriosclerosis. Arteriosclerosis is the thickening and hardening of walls of artery. This occurs as the age goes on increasing. And the examples here made a small mnemonic. This is of Goldblatt. This represents all the organs which are affected with atrophy. G for gonads. So the atrophy of gonads occurs as the age increasing. That is, after menopause it occurs in women. And osteoporosis. O for osteoporosis of bony trabeculae. This occurs as the age increases. And B for brain. Atrophy of brain occurs with age. L for lymphoid tissue. Atrophy of lymphoid tissue occurs with age. And last, T for thymus, and the atrophy of thymus occurs in the adult life. So all these 5 organs are undergone with atrophy as the age increases. 1 gonads, 2 osteoporosis of bony trabeculae, 3 brain, 4 lymphoid tissue, and 5 thymus. Next, pathologic atrophy. Here is a small mnemonic. As if to an weekend. The capital letter seen represents the causes of atrophy. Starvation atrophy, ischemic atrophy, pressure atrophy, endocrine atrophy, neuropathic atrophy, and disuse atrophy. First, starvation atrophy. During starvation, there is depletion of carbohydrates and fat stores along with protein catabolism. So, symptoms are general weakness, emaciation. It is the state of being thin or very weak. Next, anemia, that is referring to cachexia. Cachexia is a wasting syndrome in which the wasting of muscles and weight loss takes place, and it cannot be recovered even by taking lot calories of food. It is mainly seen in cancer and severely ill patients. Next, ischemic atrophy. There is gradual diminution of blood supply due to atherosclerosis. Results in shrinkage of affected organs. So, there will be very gradual decrease in the blood supply due to atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis means the fat and the carbohydrates get stored, that is, they get built up in the arteries and the blood supply to the tissues is obstructed. So this results in the shrinkage of affected organs. Example, small atrophic kidney, that is atherosclerosis of renal artery, and in brain, cerebral atherosclerosis. Next, pressure atrophy. The prolonged pressure from benign tumors or cyst or aneurysm causes compression and atrophy of tissues. Aneurysm is the localized swelling of an artery wall. Example of erosion of spine, tumors in the nerve root. So the erosion of spine occurs because of the tumors in the nerve root. And the erosion of skull, this is due to meningioma arising from pia arachnoid. and the erosion of sternum due to aneurysm of arch of aorta. Aneurysm of arch of aorta means in the arch of aorta there is swelling in the wall of artery. Next, endocrine atrophy. There is loss of endocrine regulatory mechanism which results in decreased metabolic activity of tissues. Example, hypopituitarism, in which atrophy of thyroid, adrenal and gonads takes place. Next, hypothyroidism, in which atrophy of skin and its adnexal structures takes place. Adnexal structures are the structures which are holding the skin. That means holding structures of skin are called as adnexal structures. Next, neuropathic atrophy. Interruption of nerve supply leads to wasting muscles. So, examples are of polymyelitis. This is a viral disease which affects central nervous system. Next, motor neuron disease. This is the degeneration of motor neurons and the muscle wasting takes place. Next is of nerve section. Next, disuse atrophy, prolonged diminished functional activity of an organ. That means the functional activity of an organ is very less since a long time. Example, wasting of limb muscles, myopathies, this is a disease to the muscle tissues, and atrophy of pancreas due to obstruction of pancreatic duct, and sensile testicular atrophy. So, this is the micro appearance of sensile testicular atrophy. There is increased Leydig cells and reduced germ cell elements. Next, morphologic features. Irrespective of cause of atrophy, the pathologic changes are very similar, and the organ is small and shrunken. Cells are of small size but they are not dead cells. And the cell shrinkage is due to reduction in the cell organelles like mitochondria, myofilaments, endoplasmic reticulum. So, the increase in the autophasic vacuoles with cell debris is seen. These autophasic vacuoles forms the residual bodies in cytoplasm. Example, lipofuscin pigment granules in brown atrophy. Next is of hypertrophy. There is increase in parenchymal cell size with enlargement of organ and no change in the number of cells. The causes may be of physiologic or pathologic, and this is caused due to increased functional demand and hormone stimulation. The hypertrophy without accompanying hypoplasia affects mainly muscles. So, hypertrophy and hypoplasia generally occurs together. If only hypertrophy occurs without hypoplasia, it affects muscles mainly. In non-dividing cells only hypertrophy occurs. So, physiologic hypertrophy, examples are of enlarged uterus in pregnancy, hyperplasia of myometrium. Next, pathologic hypertrophy. Certain diseases are related. Examples, hypertrophy of cardiac muscle which occurs in cardiovascular diseases. The few conditions are like systemic hypertension, aortic valve disease, stenosis and insufficiency. Stenosis means narrowing of blood vessels. And next, mitral insufficiency, that is the failure of mitral valve to flow the blood. So, the blood through the mitral valve cannot pass and it comes back. That is, backward flow of blood is seen. These all conditions are seen in left ventricular hypertrophy. This is the micro appearance of cardiac muscle in which cardiac hypertrophy taken place. There is nuclear enlargement and the myocardial fibers undergone hypertrophy. Next, hypertrophy of smooth muscles. Examples are of cardiac achalasia, which takes place is in esophagus and the backflow of food is seen. Next is of pyloric stenosis, which takes place in stomach, that is due to the thickening of opening between stomach and small intestine. No food enters into the small intestine. Next, intestinal strictures, muscular arteries in hypertension. Third one is of hypertrophy of skeletal muscles. This is seen mainly in athletes and manual laborers. Next, compensatory hypertrophy. This occurs in an organ when contralateral organ is removed. Example, nephrectomy of one kidney. So, if the nephrectomy occurs in one kidney, in the other kidney, hypertrophy is seen, and adrenal hyperplasia. Next, morphologic features. Affected organ is enlarged and heavy. Hypertrophied heart with systemic blood pressure is of 700 to 800 grams, but the normal weight of heart is 350 to 400 grams. And enlarged muscle fibers and nuclei is seen. There is increased synthesis of DNA and RNA and increased protein synthesis and increased cell organelles like mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum and myofibrils. Next is of hyperplasia. This is the most common form of cellular adaptive responses, and there is increase in the number of parenchymal cells that results in enlargement of an organ or tissue. And this hyperplasia and hypertrophy occurs together, and there is due to increased new cells from the GO resting phase. Hyperplasia occurs to undergo mitosis, and all cells don't possess hyperplastic growth potential. Labial cells and stable cells undergo hyperplasia. Labial cells are the epithelial cells of skin, mucous membrane, etc., whereas the stable cells are parenchymal cells of liver, kidney, adrenal gland, thyroid gland, etc. Permanent cells have little or no capacity for regenerative hyperplastic growth. So the permanent cells are like neurons, cardiac muscle, skeletal muscle, etc. So the hyperplasia persists in the cell as long as the stimulus is present. How does neoplasia differs from hyperplasia? Neoplasia differs from hyperplasia in having growth potential, that is hyperplastic growth potential. So it loses the growth regulatory mechanism, whereas hyperplasia, it doesn't lose the regulatory mechanism of growth. So in neoplasia, the growth regulatory mechanism is lost because of change in the genotypic differentiation of the cells, while hyperplasia lasts for a long time until the stimulus is gone. The causes may be of physiologic or pathologic. Physiologic hypertrophy, it is of two types, hormonal and compensatory. Hormonal hyperplasia, this occurs with the influence of hormonal stimulation. Example, hyperplasia of female breast in puberty, pregnancy and lactation period. Hyperplasia of myometrium, this is in pregnancy. In this hyperplasia of myometrium, hypertrophy also occurs because These two occurs together in this. Next, proliferative activity of endometrium after every menstrual cycle, that is, it occurs monthly. Next, prostatic hyperplasia in old age. So, this is the micro appearance of nodular hyperplasia of prostate. As I told before, prostatic hyperplasia in old age people. This is the microscopic appearance. Compensatory hyperplasia. This occurs in paired organs in which the removal of part of an organ takes place. So when we take the example of kidney, if one kidney is removed, in the other kidney, that is the contralateral kidney, hyperplasia occurs. Example, regeneration of liver with partial hepatectomy and regeneration of epidermis after skin abrasion. In nephrectomy, hyperplasia of nephrons of other kidney takes place. Next, pathologic hyperplasia. This is due to excessive stimulation of hormones or growth factors. Example, endometrial hyperplasia. This is due to excess estrogen. Wound healing, there is formulation of granulation tissue. This is due to excess proliferation of fibroblast and endothelial cells. Next, epidermis hyperplasia, in which formation of skin warts takes place. This is due to the human papilloma virus. Pseudocarcinomatous hyperplasia, it occurs in skin at the margins of non-healing ulcer. I hope you know non-healing ulcer. Next, intraductal epithelial hyperplasia. This occurs in fibrocystic stage in breast. So the morphologic features of hyperplasia are enlargement of affected organ and tissues is seen. There is increased number of cells. Due to increased rate of DNA synthesis, there will be increased mitosis of the cells. So guys, this is part 1 of cellular adaptations. Hope you liked it. Still we are coming up with interesting topics of pathology. Stay tuned and please watch part 2 in the next video. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.